back on the Bronco. Got the rear axle out in all of its glory. That is a lot of garbage right there. Holy moly, that's a lot of crap. Here's a better look of the front. Kind of cool. Caden's cutting out all the brackets that we don't need, and all the brackets that are in the way. And while he's doing that, Brexton's over here getting stuff ready for the new housing. We got to get our truss pieces all put together. Once the truss pieces are all welded together and welded to the housing, then we can get the housing up in place, start figuring out where our links are going to go. So hopefully that'll happen here pretty quick. Things are still moving along pretty good here. Not a lot to video just because of the chaos. It's really hard to video. But we do have Kendall over here finishing up the skid plate stuff, and then we got things marked out for fish plates in preparation for our link mounts. All of the brackets are all cut off the frame. A couple little spots that we nipped with the plasma, so we'll just need to put a little bit of weld in those, but not a big deal. And we need to weld this section right here that was covered up by this one track bar bracket. We've had quite a few questions about modifying the frame on this, so I wanted to bring up the rules right here just to kind of clarify them. So as you can see right there, we can't modify the primary frame rails and all the permanently mounted factory cross members, but we can remove the cross members that are bolted in, and it's acceptable to cut the brackets off the frame from those removable cross members, and it's also acceptable to cut the brackets off from the original suspension mounting points and add new mounting points to them. We can add plates to the frame, but we cannot modify the frame rails in any way. So we can't French in bump stops, we can't French the frame for coilovers or anything like that. We have to retain that as it was originally produced. And then also, if that isn't bad enough, then we can't modify the body with the possible exception of drilling holes for the roll cage. So we can't run the shocks through the body. We can't even drill a hole through the body to run a tube down to a shock mounting point. So everything has to be done through plates. So we had to sandwich the body with plates. We couldn't even modify the firewall to run the air filters into the firewall. We had to use existing holes. That's kind of the challenge with the 4600, the stock class, is the rules are so restrictive. So hopefully that clarifies that some. Yeah, Brexton's got that all marked out.
We can weld that in, can't we?
Actually we'll need to cut that back to where this just sits inside the weld bay.
I was thinking, can't you just
well, you know.
paper?
But yeah, oh yeah, we could totally weld the paper. I think it actually, we can panel bond it.
Panel bond the paper on.
Yeah, that's as good as an 1/8" plate any day. Yeah, love it. And then Dusty has things going on this truss. So we got it tacked together last night, and he's gonna finish welding it today. So it'll probably take him 3 or 4 hours of welding and cooling before this is all welded up, ready to go on. It's likely gonna twist and warp a little bit, so we may have to do a little grinding on it to get everything to fit, so that way when we weld it on the housing it doesn't pull the housing. But the axle housing sure is cool. Here's another gratuitous shot of that. That's a nice piece. All the spider track stuff, the big 4-inch tubes. That thing is awesome.
What is it? Is it a 60? It's not a 60.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Dynatrack 60 like what's in Tyson's Jeep.
For some reason I knew it wasn't a 9, but for some reason I thought you were getting a 9-inch.
Yeah, definitely a huge shout out to Dynatrack for all the help on this build.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So they built some really nice stuff. So okay, everybody's gonna start filtering in here, and the chaos is gonna ensue. So we'll see how much I can get videoed, but it may just be an update at the end of the day. So everybody's standing around watching the boss.
That's right.
Good, I'll join in. Well, what do you think, Dean?
I don't know. You shouldn't put me in charge of something technical like this.
Looks like you're doing just fine.
We're here.
Yeah. We'd probably pop some of those bolts out too and get them out of your way.
I got them marked somewhat. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, looks good. I think we might be using all of the 200 amp service today.
I think we are.
Got the plasma going, we got that welder going, we got that welder going.
Yeah. The lights in the house are probably flickering.
Uh-oh.
We have every grinder that Chad owns out.
Yeah. Huh?
The fire chute just fell off the wall.
Oh, wow. Oh, really? Years. Yeah, it has been on there for 20 years. I was wondering what that thump was. I guess that was the last time it was gonna get knocked. All done.
We got good fans. We got the best fans, don't we?
Somebody sent me a shirt.
The floor.
Yeah.
They always got
gotta
your
show
back.
Chad.
Yeah, let's go show Chad.
Somebody sent me a shirt.
Oh no, he says.
That is just for you.
Yep. That's awesome.
Pretty priceless.
Yes, that is
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Blazing away. Things have quieted down enough. I could maybe get the camera going.
Oh, she's sexy.
Yeah, pretty cool. Everything's pretty well in place. Got our link brackets on the side there. Chance is over there welding away. This link bracket's in place. That is just pretty cool. Oh my goodness. That's only about the 45th time we've tripped the breaker today, so Chance is going to be swearing at this here shortly. So again, some more, yeah. Some more. Yeah, pretty cool. And then over here, 1, 2, 3 lights. These yahoos are trying to get all this stuff built. What is our wheelbase now?
Is it gonna work?
It's gonna work great. It's gonna go be a winner.
Getting back on the Bronco. Kean and Caden already being loud in here. But at least there's not 8 guys in here being loud. Holy cow, that is something else. But we did get the Bronco back from Impulse. They finished up the front cage. Got that all done. Looks really good. And they built the front bumper. And in the process, they moved the winch mount down into there. So that's what this plate is right there. So that necessitated moving the intercooler up here. But I think it's going to work better to have the intercooler up there anyway. Caden's in here welding tabs on for the wiring harness. And I'm over here building the wiring harness. I had Caden pull a bunch of wires yesterday and I got those all ready, so I'm just pinning the box for it right there. Kean is over here ruining
really expensive parts.
Yeah, ruining really expensive parts, but that's all we could do. Nobody had any catless downpipes, so we had to buy catted downpipes, but there isn't room for this, and we don't want all that heat under the Bronco anyway. And this is legitimately off-road use only. This Bronco can never be licensed again, so that was part of the deal with Ford. They didn't give us a title. The VIN number on it is null and void, so that's all it's good for is off-road use. This Bronco cannot be registered. This was given to Glines Motorsports through Ford Racing. Once we're done with it, I believe it needs to be crushed. So, but the VIN number is not valid, so it can never be registered to be used on the street. So it is perfectly legal to do what we did because it will never be street licensed. It'll probably never even be off-road licensed. So, go ahead.
Really, we needed these pieces. We spent a ridiculous amount of money for those.
Yeah, it's really pretty silly.
And some extra tube and some cats that'll go on the shelf.
Yeah, we'll put those on another project. So
They're way too nice just to throw away, but
yeah, everything on this whole system is super nice. So they did a really good job on those. So
yeah,
it's a shame to cut it apart, but
such is life.
Yeah,
We do what
it
we
is.
got to do.
Yep. Quick overview of where we're at. I've made lists for just about everything. We got all the things that need to be done under the Bronco. List for the right front. List for the right rear. Oh heck. Lists, and more lists. Engine compartment list, the left front, and then we just have extra paper here for people to make notes. And then there's a list for the left rear. But you know, we have a whole 10 days to get this thing done. So what's there to worry about? Anyway, I guess we better get to work, see how much stuff we can get done in that 10 days, and hopefully it's ready to run when it's time to load on the trailer. Okay, we're still plugging away here. Caden's working on the harness, kind of getting things tidied up on it. Is that going okay? Oh, you're doing the smaller looms now, that's way easier.
Yeah, the big one sucks.
Yeah, this big stuff is about infuriating. None of the little tools actually work on them, so you just have to feed it in by hand, so it's not much fun. Kendall's over here tracking more parts down. He's our eBay,
Oh geez.
Amazon specialist. And then something, huh? Kian, while he was here, he got a good start on the exhaust on this side. Kendall's over here getting this one corner put together. We just got the seal put in the back side there for the axle to go in. And guess that means it's ready to put an axle in now.
Yeah, we can get the axle put in, get the upper control arm bolts in, proper torqued, for final reassembly, or for
Final assembly.
final assembly, not final reassembly.
Yeah.
Final assembly is starting to go together.
Yep. So you can see he's got the lock nuts there. Those have all been torqued to 315 foot-pounds. And back here,
Hi.
Rexton's under here. He's been under here huffing and a puffing. We gave him the easy job. He got to torque these back here to 315 pounds.
He's the smallest guy, the biggest job.
Well, we had 3 of you back here at least.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's what it took.
Nice. But as you can tell, we still don't have shocks. 10 days to go, and hopefully, I don't know. We're still cross. Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So that'll be.
Gave you a date finally?
Yeah, they finally got us a date.
So that'll be 4 days before we leave. We'll have shocks. Sweet. Let's
No,
see.
we'll have them exactly a week, 7 days.
Oh, I thought you were leaving
on the
Monday.
29th.
Oh, on the 29th? I thought that was a Monday.
No,
Oh no,
it's
that's
a
Wednesday. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, we got 2 extra days. That's like.
It's like 2 months.
That is at this point.
Yeah.
This might just be possible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that nice piece.
Look at that. That goes in the top of the portal. Holds the uniball.
Yep, so it's got a little hole there to put a spanner in.
Bolt goes through it. Think we Loctite those or not?
I think we just snug them in.
Okay.
Can't really go anywhere once the bolt's
No,
in there.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I think dig through and see if I got a spanner that'll fit that. If you can get it restarted.
Yeah.
Everything on here is so precision.
So precision. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, Weld 74 does some amazing stuff.
Or
so.
74 weld.
Oh yeah, 74 Weld. Yep, edit. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of more precision stuff, Adams is building the drive lines. They should be here probably Tuesday, Wednesday as well.
I'm just getting this harness ran through. So these are the wires to the front lights, the front locker, and it'll also, it's the wires that from these switches to run the winch. The winch in here too. Yeah, so like the in and out. Because you don't want to get outside during the winch, that's for dang sure. I'm just running this harness with the harness that's already there, and then I just got the little piece in here stuffed through a hole to run it, and then I'll just run it forward into their respective spots.
Here's the wiring tool everyone needs. Run that through your hole and then feed your wires through it. Oh, there they are.
Okay. Yeah, you want to try pulling on that again? Yeah. You get. Yeah, you can buy it from Snap-on.
Turn that over. But if you wire enough.
It's handy.
What are we doing, Blair?
I'm gonna need something done, so they have to figure it out and they won't know.
But now they'll know who to blame.
Yeah, we're doing the battery box. They tie in on it, he's shy.
Yeah. What's Kendall doing?
Ah, putting the front suspension together.
The whole thing.
Everything. All the upper and lower control arm bolts are in, the axle's in. We're ready to put the brakes all together and get the brakes bled. Yeah, one last line. This is our last fitting. We got to hook up for the brake lines to be done and bled. Yeah, moving right along.
Woo-woo. Chad's making a bunch of noise.
Not as much noise as him.
Yeah.
I know. That was Ross. It's all Ross.
Sorry. I'm the
That
noise
noise
maker.
was
Oh
wow.
my goodness,
I
Ross.
take the blame for all of it.
Good. All right. Yeah. It was your fault that the brake line got ordered wrong.
Yep, I'm the fall guy too.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay.
Parts guy, I messed them up, got you the wrong parts. If they're
I'm
wrong.
glad you're willing to take responsibility for my mistake.
I'm a real team player.
Good deal. Good deal. Because Kian's gone, so we need to have somebody to blame everything on.
And I'm happy to be that guy. I
Cool.
mean, it's a heavy role to fill, but I can fill those shoes.
Tyson's gone too, so
Yeah.
who else? I mean,
If anybody
we don't
could
even
do-
have Tyson here to yell at. It's terrible.
If anybody could do something wrong, it's me.
Been wanting to yell at somebody all day.
Hey, and there's no Tyson. Tyson's gone.
Ross just said he would stand
No, we
in.
can't yell at
Yeah,
Ross.
I'll take
He's
that.
the fall guy.
He's a fall guy. It's two different people.
Yeah, it's different roles.
Yeah.
Okay.
One's the I don't want to overstep my bounds.
So I'm trying to build some pieces for this radiator. Get this shroud all done up for the radiator here. So got last piece. Well, I guess I got last piece for the shroud, and then I can build a little tab to bolt that together, and this is ready to go in.
We got camera jacking.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I got hijacked over there. So
Here we go. What do you got going?
just trying to clean things up. So.
All right. Well,
Trying
you
to
just finished up the radiator. We'll get
Cool.
some.
You redid the brackets for a third time.
Yeah, we're doing that again.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, that's my fault.
Oh no, no worries. What do you guys got going on in here?
Oh, hopefully we're gonna put this dash together for the last time.
Final time installation on the dash.
I'm not
Sweet.
convinced yet, but
Yeah. Oh, it's looking good though. We got battery tray going in. Yeah. Nice R-Tech teeth. We got all the bolts, brake lines. Brakes are bled initially. Have really good pedal. It's really cool that we can use the stock master cylinder with these Willwood calipers, and pretty certain it's going to work awesome. So we're going to give it a try. Electrical going in, rock lights, all kinds of stuff. Oh man, we got people with wiring everywhere.
Medusa's hair.
Ha! Yeah. That's your high-speed camera jacking for the minute.
End of the day, got a fair amount done, as you can see with all the lines through the lists. Still waiting on shocks, so that's kind of holding us up. But we're moving right along. Had a few parts issues that are to be expected. They'll be here soon, and then we can continue some of this. As you can see, got the siren in, the overflow bottle in, radiators in, the intercooler's all bolted up, both battery trays are in, the brakes are on, brakes are bled. The radiator I've been fighting with for the last week or so, trying to get all the right fittings for it. It's in and started plumbing on it. I got all the wiring ran for the fans, the fuel tank's in. They modified the floor jacks, so it'll hopefully work out on the trail. Bunch of stuff's done. So, but you'll notice we have the doors on, and also here's the hood. So we got a Raptor hood for it. And also, you'll notice the roof skin's not on it. So that's because the guy's coming tomorrow to wrap this for us. So we'll get that all done. It'll look like a completely different Bronco, totally different color scheme. No more powder blue, thank goodness. We're down to 7 days. It's Wednesday, a week before, and a lot of things have happened. Some good, some maybe not quite so good. The good thing is shocks finally showed up. So these things are crazy. It's big old crazy. For 2.5 inch shock, this is about as good as it gets, really. So they're pretty cool. They got this big piggyback reservoir that has a lot of cooling capacity, and then we have these other two that are all part of the system that Fox has. Not quite sure how it works. Maybe one day I'll sit down and figure out what the heck they're doing there. But the bad news is because of those great big reservoirs, we had to cut everything off of the back. The shock towers that I put on back here on the back just did not work out. You can see we got a clean slate. We had the big shock towers here that went more or less in the same spot, and then the factory stuff was here, but it all just had to come out. Just everything we'd put in was in the way of the reservoirs, so it all just had to go. Tomorrow we'll get that all mocked up. We'll tack some tabs in, flex the suspension, run everything through, make sure it clears the tires, make sure we're not going to bind the heims on the shocks or anything like that. But the good news is, back to the good news, is everything in the front looks like it's going to work. It's going to clear. This all but touches the shock tower there, but that's okay. But there's just no more room with that master cylinder and everything, but we have ran everything through its travel and it looks like it's going to work. Cool thing is, on this reservoir setup, is we'll be able to put it right here. It's gonna go right here. There's some little standoffs that will weld to the frame, and then it bolts through that hole, and there's another hole down there, so it makes that a pretty simple mount setup. Chance came by, got these bump stop cans put in for us. Worked out really slick. Caden got the bulkhead pieces put in. Now we can get our battery cables ran through to run to the cutoff switches. Got the batteries in. That battery's wired up. We have this little bracket made for the wastegate actuator, so we had to move this wastegate actuator back to clear the upper control arm mount, so we just had to move it back about 4 inches and then up a little bit. So that's about where that actuator is going to sit, and this is the bracket for it, and it will go onto those 3 bolts right there. That radiator's pretty well done. We got most of the plumbing done on it. We'll have to do a little tidying up on the hoses, of course. There's our 2 pumps. There's the big pump, and then there's a smaller pump there. And we'll have to remount that smaller pump because of the changes on our rear shock mounting. That's going to require us to move that pumps in a little different spot. So probably wondering what all that's for, so let me grab a creeper and I'll show you what that's all about. So under here we got this is our big heat exchanger for the engine oil cooler. So these are the lines that run up to the engine for the engine oil to come through, and then there's a big dash 16 coolant line there and one there, and that goes up to the radiator there and then that big pump I showed you up above is what pumps coolant through it, and the smaller pump pumps coolant through this transmission cooler. As you can tell, we still haven't received the drive shafts from Adams yet, but they should be along any time now. So I would guess that they're probably pretty busy this time of year with all this last minute King of the Hammers nutcases doing all everything last seconds. Probably got him about maxed out. So I'm gonna make some lists for things that need to be done for tomorrow, and we'll get after it tomorrow. Getting back at it, see if we can get the winch figured out. Ken's working on the exhaust, and I'm rebuilding all the shock mounts. What do you think here, Caden?
Coming. It's coming.
Oh yeah, all good to go, huh?
Yeah, no, I got the winch wire and the main power, and now I just gotta run this over to that shut up over there, and then run run a wire from the bus bar back out to power up everything outside. So.
Perfect.
Yeah, this has actually gone fairly quick. So.
Yeah.
Then I got Tyson over there doing that part of it. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it on either end. So yeah, you can see right there where we ran the cables through up to the firewall. I like those bulkheads because it pulls everything into a right angle so we don't have anything sticking out on the other side of the firewall. A little more work, but a lot cleaner. What's that cable, guys?
It's for the third and final winch.
Oh yeah, yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
No more.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, as he said, we're on our third winch. The first winch wouldn't fit, and it was really kind of a nightmare to wire, so we sent that one back, and then we went and grabbed our old standby, one of the Badlands, but it definitely won't fit. The third winch is a winch that I had for Griz to go on that tighter spot on the bed, and it's a short drum winch, 12,000 pound deal, so but it will fit. So Tyson's getting that all wired up, running the battery cables for it, and then we'll run a couple of wires for the buttons on the dash so that the driver can run the winch from the dash. Ken's here plugging away on this. Is that gonna fit up? Oh good, it does come out.
I was really worried. I just found the magic spot to get that out.
Good deal.
There we go.
Cool. Yeah, so we're gonna get that welded together. We'll get that section of it welded together and it can go back in. And back here on this deal, have that plate right there for the top part of the shock to mount to. And this, I'm going to turn the bottom of the shock 90 just so we don't wear out the heim joint in the end of the shock. So I'm just trying to figure out the right combination of parts to get this to work and get these two angles to match between the plate and here so that the shock's operating in the middle of its travel most of the time. And no, it's not going to be the body that holds that. It's just bolted there because we're not allowed to cut the body at all to pass the shock through. So the shock tabs will go here, and on the top we have a plate, a matching plate in there somewhere. Can you see it? Right there. And that will attach to the roll cage. We'll run some 1.5-inch tubes up and catch this and up to the main part of the cage. So it'll be the tubes that'll take the load, not the body. Okay, we're down to the last day here. This thing goes on the trailer either late tonight or first thing in the morning. So we're just getting the last of the odds and ends. Adam sent some drive lines. This is the front one. Sent a yoke to go along with it and the hardware. As always, they build the best stuff, so if you need drive lines, give them a call. I already have the rear drive line installed. So as you can see, we got all the rear stuff taken care of. The bump stops are in, bump stop pads are in, shocks are bolted in for good. Coolers, the shock coolers are all bolted in. This back here is ready for tires. Caden is currently doing some welding on the tailpipe, so I'll walk back and see how he's doing back here.
Yeah, it's coming.
Working good?
Yeah.
Good deal. How do you like that helmet?
That's nice.
I like the color of it. It's way easier for my old eyes to actually see the welds, so works pretty good. So
yeah. I don't have anything against it.
Nice.
It still works on the TIG, so.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Speaking of TIGs, I had to borrow one because yeah, we've been going through welders like crazy. The Miller died, my Vulcan died, so this one's Dusty's that we're using, trying to get this project all taken care of. I ordered a new welder from Everlast, and it was bad out of the box, so they're sending me another one. And we also killed that welder right there, melded the end right off of it. We way exceeded its duty cycle, so it totally melted that whole deal and melted that socket. You can see all the goo out of it. So and it's not the welder's fault. That thing worked really, really good until right up until that thing started smoking. But we'll go have them warranty it and be good to go on that. Guys got the seats in, harnesses are in, the GPS stuff's all in. Still need to get the dash put on it, as you can see, but we're pretty well there. As far as stuff that needs to be done still, here's our whiteboard. So we got to get the drive shafts, dash, check all the fluids, just all of the little totally last minute stuff, but I think we're just gonna sneak it in. So okay, back to work. Now we're hoping we can get it started. We just got some fuel in the cell. Hopefully the fuel pump will work. We adapted the original fuel pump module to the fuel pump that's in the fuel cell here, so hopefully the computer and the fuel pump module and everything will all play together well. So okay, go ahead and see what it does. Oh hey, I heard a fuel pump, I think. Or is that the...
No, it shouldn't have done nothing yet, I don't think.
Oh yeah, you don't even have the key on yet.
Everybody's out of the way?
Yep.
Okay.
Can we unplug that fan for a minute? Or
Let's just see what it does real quick. And... Go ahead. Everything's pretty happy though, so well, more odds and ends to figure out, but better finish up. But what are we down to, like a whole 24 hours before we're leaving?
4 hours,
cool.
something like that.
Something like that. Oh, that's awesome. What would a big build be without some kind of a ridiculous deadline, huh? All right, problem solved. Wow. Yeah, we had a heck of a time getting fuel in this, and we're trying to figure out why, and it's that check valve. It just had those two little holes in it. It was all to let it vent. But don't worry. We have a discriminator valve here, which is kind of like a fancy way of saying check valve. It's right there. With the red arrow, that little doohickey, so that'll keep us safe. Hopefully we'll be able to put fuel in it now that we got that other check valve cut apart. Waiting for the exhaust to cool down so we can put the oxygen sensors in it. And hey guys, did you guys find any gauges in here?
They told us to shut it off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, don't turn it on. We got the fuel.
Yeah.
yeah.
So undo the fuel pump so I can turn this back on.
Okay, upside down.
I'm wondering if there's like a Zello.
Can we pull that fan fuse so we don't have to listen to it?
We can probably unplug. Hey Chris, you want to unplug that fan that turns on when they turn the key on? Go ahead and turn that on.
Yeah, Zello is good for personal use. Zello is a walkie-talkie app that allows you to communicate with others who have apps.
Yeah, now I can hear myself think.
Zello puts them down.
Look at that, it's a stock Bronco still in here. Everything works, except for those lights that are flashing. And
Yeah.
no windshield.
We'll just put a little tape there and we'll tape
yeah.
there.
That
Yeah, pretend it's like an
an
89 K car.
It's basically the same thing.
Well, you think that's all gonna work?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
That's pretty stiff, huh?
Yeah, it is.
You just don't have enough lead in your britches.
Yeah, you're probably right. It would have been way easier to do all the stuff in the engine bay right now, though. I mean, it's all right here.
Right? It's probably gonna go up a little bit though.
Yeah, it probably will.
Kind of stink bugging.
It'll probably go up an inch in the front and down an inch in the rear would be my guess.
Probably pretty close. It might still be pitched down a little bit even.
I think we're gonna go 2 inches from the bottom collar, or from the lock collar. 2 inches from there to this.
I'm going up quite a ways up here though, so.
That's only lowering about an inch in the rear. Inch and a half at least.
Well, I'm gonna go up nearly an inch and a half in the front. So.
Let's go inch and a half. Yeah. Okay. Next, pick a number and I'll do it. All right.
See if we can get this ride height up where it needs to be. It's pretty much sitting on the foam bump stop in the bottom of the shock there, so trying to get this spun up. These aren't the right springs that'll get run at the race. They'll get, Fox is gonna select the right springs once they know what the corner weights are and put those in. So we're just using what we have so we can get down there. We've got scales here now, so we can scale everything. We'll give all that information. We'll need it for tech anyway, so then we'll be ready to put it on the trailer.
That's a whole lot better. That's a lot better.
He looks awesome.
Fire it up, let's see what it does. I want to see what it sounds like with the exhaust.
Okay, this is it. I think we got all the odds and ends wrapped up. All put together. Got the ride height set, and we got the scales out. She's portly. She's a portly gal. Okay, we had a couple little leaks that we had to fix, but that's all handled. Went around the block, and it runs really good. Super happy with it. But just for fun, I know what this thing weighs. If you guys want to make a guess, post it down in the comments, and maybe we'll make a competition out of it. So, okay, I think the next time you'll see this will be at Hammers. Pretty amazed that we're able to build that in, I think it was about 7 weeks. Well, that takes care of it for this week. Remember the words of Albert Einstein: the difference between genius and idiocy is genius has its limits. Thanks for watching.